We've flooded every time.
A familiar scene in Villa Grove, but one of the worst in recent memory. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Elitza Bizio. Several area communities underwater tonight after severe weather dumped inches upon inches of rain. ABC News Channel 15's Kimberly Howard live in one of those communities, the city of Villa Grove. And Kimberly, what are people dealing with there?
Elitza, a lot of water. In fact, the local fire department here tells me at one point they were paddling through up to 4 feet just to rescue people from their flooded homes. But take a look at this over my shoulder. You can see this cemetery here still covered in water. And actually earlier today, it was a lot worse. We're going to roll some video right now just so you can get an idea of how bad things were. Schools canceled, businesses closed, and at least 100 homes in the area affected. That includes people who wanted to be evacuated and others dealing with water damage. Officials say the worst is over, at least in terms of this storm. Residents we spoke with say they sure hope so.
Now they've closed the entire town down and just kind of sitting and waiting for it to go down. And it usually does. It'll empty out pretty quickly, but it's got to have some place to go.
Just miles away, the village of Sydney also underwater, but as you can see, not nearly as bad. Folks were actually able to drive into town if they were willing to gamble and cross that bridge, which, by the way, is something first responders do not suggest. They say even 6 inches of standing water can do a lot of damage. We also spoke with the owner of Sydney Dairy Barn, who joked for the first time ever they have canoe parking. Back here in Villa Grove, this is not the first time they've dealt with scenes like this. In fact, many of the people that we spoke with brought up the mid-90s when the Embra River overflowed its banks and flooded homes and businesses. That, of course, is the case right now, but we have no word on how bad that damage actually was. Live in Villa Grove, Kimberly Howard, ABC News Channel 15.
Be careful out there. Thanks, Kimberly. And the Red Cross has set up shelters for people displaced by the flooding, one at Cornerstone Baptist Church, the other at Villa Grove United Methodist Church. And we will bring you much more on this story at 6 o'clock and tonight on Nightside. And today, 38 counties have officially been declared disaster areas by Governor Quinn due to flooding and other damage from those recent storms.